Let's get back to analyzing the impact that the Russia-Ukraine crisis would have on several sectors. Today, we're going to try and understand what the impact would be on the international supply chain. Ravi Jakhar, the Chief Strategy Officer at All Cargo Logistics, joins us now. The stock is down about 25% from its high, so clearly there are a lot of concerns. Ravi, thanks a lot for joining us. At the onset, can you explain to us what the impact of this Russia-Ukraine crisis would be on the global supply chain industry?
Yeah, hi Sonia. So if you look at the Russia-Ukraine crisis, there are two or three key things that are going to create an impact. One, the movements in the Black Sea would be constrained. However, if you look at the kind of shipping which goes through that, that's largely dry bulk and tanker. That's also got to do with Ukraine being a large exporter of grains as well. So we believe that there could be more disruptions to dry bulk and tankers, the two sectors that we as a company do not participate in as compared to container logistics. That's first point. Secondly, the chances that there could be a complete ban on Russian oil and that's leading to a significant spike in the Brent crude prices, and everything is linked. So marine bunker fuel prices are also going up. So because of that, naturally there's a pressure on the shipping costs and also on the domestic side on the transport costs. However, I would like to highlight that if you look at the last 24 months, the way the shipping industry has shaped up, I would say the pressure of fuel would be relatively lesser as compared to, say, the impact on price hikes on the domestic transport side. Apart from that, as far as we as a company are concerned, we do not have any offices of our own in Russia or Ukraine, so we do not play in that sector. So the impact is marginal. Perhaps the only disruption would be to a small product that we have on the rail service from Europe to China, which is seeing some disruption as it passes through Russia. But beyond that, in the larger context, the important thing is to see it as a short-term event or as a long-term event. If it's a short-term event, and we all hope that it is, and in the next 3 to 4 weeks, the situations normalize, in that case, if you look at the domestic side, the Indian government has far more strategic reserves than it used to have a decade ago.
Sure.
And, all those things mean that the impact should be short-lived.
Yeah, we got the impact on the economy, but you're saying that because the impact would be larger on dry bulk and and tanker logistics, it will not impact your own business. But what about higher crude prices? I mean, that could hike your operating expenses, right, in the near term?
Yeah, so the way we operate is, we operate the world's largest LCL consolidation network, wherein ocean freight is almost like a pass-through cost for us. So it does lead to a marginal increment in the cost side, but that kind of gets passed on to the end customers. So from our perspective, it does not really impact our margins in that sense.
Okay, sort of beyond, just looking beyond your business, I mean, I was speaking with someone in the industry who said that, well, a lot of container ships, I mean, international lines like Maersk, etc., are yet to decide. I mean, they're talking to their legal teams in terms of where these containers which were headed to Russia or, for example, Ukraine are now supposed to go. So a lot of them are either in high seas or maybe, they go to ports like in Turkey, etc., and that's the end of voyage. Is this going to generally lead to, a supply chain sort of a tightness accentuating? We were coming off on the back of supply chain tightness easing post-COVID, and now we've got this. What's your sense?
No, exactly. I think, more than the crude price impact itself, this is perhaps a larger issue in terms of disruptions in the inventories and the way supply chain trade lanes would change. So a lot of cargo which used to move into Russia or through Russia needs to change. The passage through Black Sea, the involvement of Ukrainian ports. So with all of that changing, there would be disruptions, and this is what we saw leading to price increases in COVID as well. So what would happen is, this would, in a normal scenario, lead to an increase in price. But, if you look back before the crisis, you're all expecting there could be some easing in freight rates, which was expected around the middle of this year. I would say that easing in freight rates has likely got pushed to the end of the year. So till the end of the year, the shipping rates, which were expected to marginally decline, may continue to remain high on the back of supply chain disruptions. And container inventory repositioning is something which means that ships need to spend extra time. Some of the routes get longer. All of that means that the container inventory becomes further constrained. So those challenges would certainly have an impact.
Okay, Ravi, we'll leave it there today. Thanks a lot for joining us. That's All Cargo Logistics. Let's get back to market then.